in scorers for GENSAN.
Yeah, 8 points is not too much for a quintet like this. Tolentino couldn't lose Apinan, but finally that footwork enabling him to escape the defense. We now enter crunch time here, the final 2 minutes of this game.
I think that shot, they were willing for Kyle to take. No threes. Put that ball on the floor and attack our interior defense.
63 to 57, offensive foul against Jexter Apinan.
Oh boy.
Here they come, the GENSAN Warriors, down by 6 points, 63 to 57.
Talk about getting into the heads of the RUM Masters. Ooh, that was a hard one.
Elbow to the backside of the head there. Rodriguez going to work. The double from Hernandez comes, triple team.
Ooh.
And Larry Rodriguez, the veteran smarts of the former MPBL champion, playing in his former home floor. Pero bago yan, tingnan muna natin itong play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Larry Rodriguez hitting that clutch free throw.
Let me say that Jexter Apinan did all he could amidst that move of Kyle Tolentino. Avoided that three-point shot, stuck with him going downhill, but really just, that footwork and that power of Kyle Tolentino in full display.
14 out of 29 after Rodriguez goes 2 for 2. That's a far cry from 10 out of 15 against Zamboanga. Rodriguez has 11, 7, and 2 in this game. 2-possession ball game, 63 to 59. Importante, trying to test the defense of Larry. Rodriguez able to force a miss. Cruz pushes it up their front court. The Ant-Man gives it up to their go-to guy, Kyle Tolentino, against Don Ochea, the reigning defensive player of the year. Cruz gets the step on Jexter Apinan. Off the glass na palakas. Last touch Batangas, GENSAN will keep it.
He felt that. Sayang. Para kay Mark Cruz. He had that lane. He lifted before the defense even came in. Matter of fact, that was a good shot. We just didn't have that right English to get that ball to fall.
It's going to be a baseline throw-in for the Warriors. Coach Elvis calling this timeout. 63 to 59. Because we are under the final 2 minutes, our referees get to review all out-of-bounds plays. Yes, it is off King Importante. Therefore, GENSAN will keep possession.
That definitely, and it was clearly off King Importante.
So there was no timeout called. It was just because of the review that both coaches were able to huddle up their team. So let's see what Coach Elvis was able to draw up in that opportunity. Acuna triggers in. Cruz has it. They try to set up Acuna on an elevator. Rodriguez was open. Acuna over the defense. Acuna short on the three. Rodriguez had one hand on it, but Ochea was able to collect it. There's a foul against Mark Cruz. That's their last foul to give.
If you're gonna take a shot and you're gonna miss it, and you're the GENSAN Warriors, there is high probability that that rebound is definitely gonna go to Batangas. Don Ochea, Levi Hernandez, King Importante, Jexter Apinan. Probably four of the best rebounding pieces of Coach Cholo Villanueva here for the RUM Masters.
Tactical substitutions on the defensive end for Coach Elvis. Eloy Tan back in the game along with Joel Liu, CJ Gonzalez, and Felix Aprecu. They will apply pressure here on Ochea, being defended by CJ. Ochea successfully brings it across. Panyamogan breaks free from Eloy Tan.
Mismatch underneath with King and Joel.
They don't want to commit a foul here. They're already in the penalty.
Yeah.
I was just saying it. Aprecu will send Philip Panyamogan to the free throw line.
Because they were anticipating actually that coming out of a two-man action, they always blitz the guy on the ball. And with the ball happens to be with Philip Panyamogan, it really was just a matter of time that they will either blitz and force a turnover or blitz and foul. Because if you don't blitz, Philip's very capable of scoring from the outside.
And this is the Philip Panyamogan that we've come to know. Not really much of this for majority of the season. Pero nakita mo, ito yung gustong laro na makita ni Coach Cholo Villanueva galing kay Philip Panyamogan. Check out our special deal from 1xBet. When you scan the QR code and claim your special offer, he was brought in for this purpose.
Right, exactly. I was going to say the same, Javi. He was brought in to be a guy to help out scoring and closing out games alongside Seda Blasa and Levy Hernandez.
1 out of 2 for Philip Panyamogan. Coach Elvis Tolentino will burn one of his final timeouts. 37.2 seconds remaining in this game. 5-point lead for the Batangas City Tanduay RUM Masters. Both teams in the penalty.
I will not be surprised if they go for a 2-4-1. Let's listen in.
Sabay-sabay, tatlo ha. Lakay, ligaw to ha. Ligaw to. Takbo kayo, mabilis ha. Itaan mo kay Lani. Okay, isipin lang ngayon. Pagka ano nito, labas kayo rito, ito, Kyle, papunta ka doon, pero tingnan mo si Lani, baka mag-libre nito. Baka mag-iwan sa libre. Tingnan mo to ha. Pag libre yan, mag-plus kayo ng kabin. Ligaw pa corner.
You just heard the huddle of Coach Elvis Tolentino and the GENSAN Warriors. It looks like they will be going to Kyle Tolentino here. Both teams with a timeout remaining.
They might try and isolate that right side of the floor for Kyle Tolentino. Everybody's going to go on one side of the floor and he's going to come back.
Gonzalez catches it. Back to Mark Cruz. Cruz fakes the shot. Tolentino saves it. Tolentino having trouble with the rock. Acuna for 3. That's short. Cruz tries to keep it alive for GENSAN. Lots of indecision on that play, Coach.
Well,
Cruz could not decide on whether he would take the shot or leave it back for Kyle Tolentino. Eventually giving it back to Kyle, but there was a lot of clock drained from that singular sequence.
yeah, and Coach Cholo understood positions of play. That most probably it was going to be Kyle Tolentino, especially when he saw him make that long run from the weak side of the floor to the ball to the strong side of that inner thirds, and they really just clamped on him and allow Gonzalez or Evangelista rather to be the one to receive the Gonzalez to be the one to receive the ball. He's not a threat from the outside, and so the next thing he will do is find a guard that would create.
About 13 seconds were chipped off of that possession by GENSAN. They will apply pressure here. They're down by 5. When will they foul? Apinan almost loses it. Elorde, they're whistled. Coach Cholo Villanueva was waiting for that whistle to be blown.
That was definitely a late call.
And Elorde could not believe it.
I felt you knew it was late because it happened right in front of him, of the official. And so, in as much as they were waiting for that whistle, I think the other guys as well on that bench were waiting for a foul to be called.
Now, clearly, GENSAN was trying to go for the steal first. Take a look at what happened here. Importante gets it to Jexter Apinan. Ang dami ng contact before that.
Yeah, precisely. That first one was already, could have been a foul already called.
This is Jexter Apinan's first trip to the free throw line tonight. And he knocks down the first free throw. 65 to 59. 14.3 seconds remaining. Apinan goes 1 for 2. Importante gets the offensive rebound. And this is a part of the game where Batangas has come alive, but they turn it over. Liu goes quickly. And he will be fouled, but 5.8 seconds on the clock. This might not be enough time for a comeback for GENSAN.
But just basketball smarts right there by Joel Liu. Understanding time and situation. Look at that. 7 turnovers for GENSAN. Pero 22 turnovers ang na-force nitong GENSAN sa Batangas. Nakakuha sila ng 26 doon.
And Coach, how is it possible that despite the 22 turnovers, Batangas still had control of this game?
Well, because GENSAN missed 15 free throws. And that's really where it is. It's glaring right there. Another missed free throw.
Leo, I think, intended for that miss, although he misses on the second serving. And that is going to do it. Batangas winning a huge game against the GENSAN Warriors, their rivals in the South.
A highly defensive game, if you ask me. Tactical at the latter part of the game, where everybody, both Coach Cholo and the Coach Elvis, were trying to figure out how to outsmart the other team. And what happens to this win by Batangas in the event that they do get to tie at a certain number of wins for spot number 2 or anywhere in the top 4, it's Batangas that's going to take the higher seed than that of GENSAN.
Well, with this win, they now tie Zamboanga at 17-8. But meanwhile, kilalanin muna natin ang ating best player of the game, brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Despite the 22 turnovers, Coach, this guy helped keep Batangas afloat the entire game.
You know what? It could have been more.